Hi everyone. In this video, we are going to talk about bind method in JavaScript. And bind method is a very useful concept. And if you have worked with React, you must have seen this bind method with React stateful components. But we are not going to talk about React or jQuery because there is a bind method in jQuery as well. We are just going to talk about bind method in simple JavaScript. So before we understand what is bind method, let's first create an object. So let person equal to this, and then I'm going to type first name as my name and last name as my last name. And then I'm going to create a new property full name which would return a function, and this function would give me this dot first name plus this dot last name. So let me just return it first. So this is a very simple object. It has full name property which returns a function, and this function gives me a full name like my first name and my last name. Now, if I have to print my full name, I would probably do console.log person.full name, and this would return my full name. So let's understand what is going on here. Here, we are invoking this full name function on this person object. So this keyword which you are seeing here, this is bounded by this person object. So when I invoke full name on a person, this keyword points to this first name and last name. So let's write it down. Person full name, and then this points to person object, or we can write this is this keyword is bounded by person object. Now let's try to print my full name using another way. Here I'm going to take a reference of this full name function. So the reference of full name function is reference full name, and if I try to execute this function, it would return undefined, and that is because here we have taken the reference of full name to this constant reference full name, and this reference full name we are trying to execute in a global scope. So this reference full name executes in a global scope, and when you are executing this in a global scope, this keyword is lost. So this no longer points to person object. So that is why we are seeing here this undefined. Let me comment on this first console.log, and yes, now we need to fix this, and we need to fix this in such a way that this keyword points back to this person object. So what I'm going to do is I am going to bind this full name function to the person object, and if you can see here, it has started to print my full name again. So person.fullname.bind, and this bind method returns a new function. So this means bind is returning a new function that is bounded to person object. So see, this is a very simple way to understand bind method in JavaScript.